Hello, welcome. It's another GSA Celeste 90% League competition thing. It's just me, Trev Athens, today. But we got a match between Psyched and Evansfight. See both of them just practicing right now. Yep, codes are being given out to to the players about what the file name should be, and we should be a go very shortly. Yep, we're just waiting on players to get fully ready, and we'll be into the game. So, today we got these races. I'm going to take a look at the stats page that ENFC's racers basically have continued to update and keep. Let's see what it's saying. So yeah, Psyched and Evansfight, both very good players. Evansfight has yet to get that sub 30 time within the league. I know he has one. He just does not have one in the league. He's yet to get one. So definitely something that he's got to work on, and something that he's probably working towards and hoping to have. While Psyched has gotten that, he's a bit higher. Eighth place to 11th place in this. And it looks like we're getting the readies from both players now. Yep, both have the file names correct, and we should be moving into starting this game. Yep, there goes the countdown, and we are ready. Okay, so a little bit of a transition as we started off there, I guess. And yeah, it's just gonna be starting off into prologue. Evansfight managed to start the prologue first, so that is gonna cause a bit of a timer desync, but we can fix that shortly. No problem. Okay, both players, yep. Just moving on through. This being such a short chapter with the timer desync going on, it's actually kind of hard to tell where everyone is. I will just say that it is definitely very close. which of course makes sense. You know, it's just the first chapter. There's not going to be any sort of issues that come up, and no one really has come into any issues from what I'm seeing. There have been no deaths. It's just running through the chapter as needed. But it is going to be Evansfight, getting a bit of a slower time, getting a 106 chapter time to a 103 on Psych's side, but no deaths from either side, so that's good. So yeah, Psyched ahead by a couple seconds as we are moving into chapter 2. No hiccup so far. We're still with that lead. Oh, so as I say that, Psyched gets a little bit tripped up. Nothing too bad. And oh, we got a death from Evansfight. So yep, it is still the lead from Psyched. As we move on to as we move on to the final areas of the battle line chase sequence, Psych's still taking it. They look, you know, they got the look of the sync happening on them being on the same screens, but Psych has entered it about 8 seconds ahead of about 5 to 7 seconds ahead of Evansfight. Evansfight also getting a bit tripped up there at the end, which definitely caused some struggles. Okay, so we are getting that sync. Yep, well done there. Able to get it, and as you can see, we do have that bit of a lead by Psych. Just a couple screens here. But Chapter 3 is quite the equalizer in some ways. It is, you know, it's our longest, it's our first long chapter, longer than Chapter 1 and 2 combined, and so it can cause some problems as, you know, many places to die, many cycles to remember, and many places to die, as Evansfight demonstrates. The first one that I said, but, you know, there it is. Okay, both players moving through the big mess. Having a little bit of trouble with getting the optimal movement patterns here. Psych seem to be doing it a bit better. Evansfight definitely struggling on a bit of a struggle bus right now. But we do have Psych taking a death on one of the first screens of Big Mess. You know, allowing it to inch ever closer together with the gap. And thank you, Do Whatever, for the 36 person raid. Good. Now we just got a good race between the Psyched and Evansfight going on right now. Psyched with the lead. Oh, it's like having a bit of an awkward cycle there. I didn't even know that was a possibility of a backup, like going above the dust bunnies there. That is, I would usually just wait for them to come back, go back fully back up, so I can use the platforms like Evansfight just demonstrated actually. But I suppose what Psych did is a little bit faster, although it seemed quite riskier. Okay, but we are coming up on Demo Dash. I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'll look at it afterwards, really, because it's coming up so quickly. I can't really look at how reliable these guys are at Demo Dash. But Psych's able to get on the first try. I've seen a lot of more commonly players getting it on either the first or second try now. It seems to be becoming the norm for Demo Dash to be able to get it easily within 3 tries, a lot of the time. And yeah, Evansfight also getting it on the first try, but then dying on the next screen. And that is a lot of what you see as well, is people dying on the screen after Demo Dash, being that it is such a tight cycle. And Psych now on the Oshiro section, so both players actually having some trouble here on the ending of Chapter 3 right now. This is turning into a possibility that either player could end up ahead, although Psych definitely has a pretty definitive lead right now. Still only by a few screens though, so it's definitely actually realizing that the timer desync is still there. Probably a definite lead from Psyched. It's not even a possibility right now, at least within this chapter. We definitely, still have 4 more chapters to go. Feels like 5 because how long Summit can be sometimes, but yeah. Still got time and still got the Golden Ridge that Psyched is on. Apologies for leaving you, but we are back. Apologize. Apologies for leaving you, but I am back now. Looking at the stream, and I still see. I went through a restart, so my computer's now doing a bunch of other stuff, but it's fine. And we've still got Psyched with the definite lead as they're both finishing it out at the cliff face. Evansfight's still on his way towards the cliff face. And Select's gonna be finishing out there. I actually cannot see time. I cannot see timers. My internet is being that bad right now. I can't see the connection. You know, I can't see the quality that well, but it does. You know, we got the definite lead from Psyched right now as moving into Chapter 5A, and of course make that differentiation because of the fact that we will be moving on to 5B shortly as well. No, Psyched having a bit of trouble here at the end of 5A, you know, right before we get the cassette, and definitely going to cause some problems. Going to be ending with a, probably somewhere in the 115 range. Getting a 117 tape grab. Yep, my internet quality is back to normal again, and I actually can see the timers, so we're good. But Evansfight having a bit of trouble. The rhythm is not, he's not feeling that rhythm or the rhyme today, and you know, it's just, he's not getting the cycles correct. But Psyched coming up on the Bubs drop. Successfully able to get it. Evansfight, meanwhile, getting a 124 tape grab. That is, you know, it's a bit under average there. So unfortunate. It makes sense given what was happening on that final. But Psyched definitely not playing at the top of his game either, so it is a possibility that Evansfight can catch up here. On Bubs drop right now. Able to get it on the first try. And now into the mirror. Psyched moving smoothly through the secret gauntlet. Evansfight kind of improvising there on that screen, able to get through though, so that is definitely well done there from him, able to adapt to what was going on. And looking to be a 225 from Psyched, very good time there, able to get in the 220s. Ooh, Psych gonna take a death on leg skip. And Psych having a bit of trouble on these screens in reflection right now. Evansfight having quite the ground to make up now, right now. So it is looking to be a pretty solid lead from Psyched. It is it's going to be having to be a major screw up from Psyched in order for Evans to actually be able to catch up. It's like taking the top route. See how this works out. And able to get it, and even gets the corner boost at the end. Well done. Like now in the developer intended shortcut area. While Evansfight decided to take the lower route. Just what you're used to. Getting the battle line boost and moving into the battle line fight is Psyched, definitely with keeping that lead, not getting any sort of huge major hiccups. Taking a couple deaths here on Psych's end. This is getting to be some of the harder screens, including that feather skip right there. Taking a bit of a slower approach in the feather skip, much more, much safer, much, just going through it as, at a easy to handle tempo. Psyched on the final couple screens of this battle line fight. It's parts where it really getting this parts where people can get tripped up if it happens. It can be if people get tripped up, it is very punishing as these are very long screens. Ooh, getting a little bit of spaghetti on the ending parts here, but still looking to be a fairly good time. It's looking to be somewhere around at the 6-minute range, you know, somewhere around the average really for chapter 6. And hitting it at 5:59, so just barely under the wire of the 6 minutes. And now into Summit, psyched at the 20-minute mark. Came in, you know, just like around 20:40. So Evansfight, about a 1-minute gap between him and psyched. So it's going to be really just turning your attention towards the players as we are looking to see what times they are able to get, if it's going to be, you know, are they going to be able to get into their averages. Just improve overall. And, oh, psyched, able to save that. Well done. And we are getting a slight sink, although, as I said, it is going to be a difference of about 500 meters between them. So you're gonna have a section difference between them. So it is right there. That is usually a sign that is not really going to be much of a battle for the win here, at least in this chapter. But it definitely is still a good run from psyched. You know, Evans, unfortunately, just not getting the best run today on this first race, and so it allowed psyched with the good run that he was having to, you know, just have every chance that he needs to keep the lead. Like, this is possibilities of a 28 pace. It is not like, it is not likely, but it's possible. Now, I'm actually gonna have to go over to psyched's stats here just to see how good his chapter 7 times are, just because of how close to a 28 this could be if we were at like the Flood Derby levels of Summit. And yeah, looking, his best time, psyched's best time in the for Summit within the league has been an 8:30, 8:32 exactly. So it is a possibility, but not, you know, not looking too likely. We are. Entering with where we did, it was 2040. So yeah, it would have to be like an 8:10 or something for it to stay. You know, it has to be an 8-1x in order for it to, or lower, in order for it to actually stay in the 28-minute range. But it's definitely a possibility of getting the best time for himself within the league. I don't know what the PB is for Psyched. I will have to look into that soon as well. But, you know, just moving through 2,000 meters as Evan is moving through 1,500. Everyone has their own method of moving through that auto-scroller screen. Every one of them scares me. I just kind of ride the block most of the way until that wall jump happens, the wall bounce. Okay, on to the latter half of 2,500 meters. I could say that because that is actually a very long section. You know, they tend to get longer as you go through the stage, each little section that is calling back to previous chapters. Oh! Taking a death on threading the needle, and now on door skip here. Getting through door skip, no problems. So, yep, Psyched exiting 2,500 meters while Evan will be exiting 2,000 meters. So, just the final 30 flags between Psyched and a fairly good time. No. Getting up there at a 26:30 right now. That's pretty good. You know, seeing something like that makes me wonder what Psyched really has trouble with in 3,000 meters, because it certainly has to be something in 3,000 meters that is causing such a deficit. Either that or he's just playing really well right now, which it does seem to be the latter. Like, this is a very good pace for Psyched. Ooh, Evan's taking a couple deaths here on the final screens of 2,500 meters. Oh, and a death on flag 17, and yeah, you could see it from the way that Psyched was playing at the start, like from that respawn, that he just was not happy about that. It really tripped him up that he died there, and he was able, it managed to cause another death on 17, so that is very costly, being on the updraft sections right now. This is the areas where we're on very long flags, and you do not want to be dying that much. Getting the flag 13 before that death, so just a minor death on that part, but still, you know, these are still deaths nonetheless that you do not want to be having now being in the updraft section. Yeah, this is looking good to be at low 29. From Psyched, which is very good to see. Oh, and as I say that, missing the wall bounce in flag number 3 here. and just moving through. Yeah, Sykes PB being a 29.11 and looking good to be, very close to that PB, getting that 29.28, and that is actually the best time that he has shown within the league. So well done there from Syked. This is definitely going to be a Syke that is hard to beat today for Evan, and it's not going to be an easy battle. And Evan's still taking some deaths on the final 5 flags right now, and it's not looking good. Going to be somewhere in the 31-minute range, right? And I know Evan is capable of the sub 30 time, so it is always so heartbreaking to be seeing the performance that Evan has been having lately. It is a bit unfortunate. But it is looking like, yeah, he's able to get under the wire of 31 minutes and managing to get a 30-52. Getting much better there. I'm going to take a short break for myself just as we are setting up for the second game. So you're going to get some silence while we, just enjoy some Celeste music. Celeste map menu music. Give me. Okay, both players have started up now. I am back, and we are into game 2. Okay, what? Computer Wi-Fi was being annoying again. So I, restarted again. So sorry about that. But just dealing with it and back in it as I am watching here, and we got chapter 2 being very close again. Players do have a bit of a lead coming in, and Psych definitely still has a bit of a lead, but it's still very close and anyone's game. I'm sorry, I'm not one to get excited about things when they're not real things. So, when we get something like this where similar movement's happening, I'm just like, well, it is similar movement, but it's similar movement that is happening at a 3-second or 3 or 4 second differential right now. So it's not impressive to me. It's just kind of like, yeah, that's a coincidence. That also makes a lot of sense considering everyone learning the strats in a similar way. There's really only one way to do optimal screen. There's really only one way to do each screen optimally. So once you know that strategy, it's going to be the same throughout for every player as long as they are doing that consistently. And getting the sync once again here at the beginning of chapter 3, showing that Psych has maintained a lead, or at least gained a lead. Okay, Psych in the big mess room. Doing movement that I really should start learning because it looks so much smoother when you're able to continuously and just fluidly move through that screen. Oh, death there on Psych screen. Little opportunities are coming up for Evan this time around. And we're inching ever closer to the demo dash. Both players were able to get it first try in the first race, but now we're moving into the second race. We are still possibilities of things going wrong. Usyk getting a little bit shaky on the setup there, but he's able to get through. Evans also be able to get on the first try. And both players much closer than they were last race at the end here at chapter 3. Evansfight not running into as many problems as he did last time, and it's like running into a few. And Sykes getting what appeared to be a 957 out of there? 857? I can't read. Yeah, my internet quality went down. We'll see what happens in the enter. Okay, 757. Yep, I can't even read the minutes. So Sykes getting a definite lead on the entrance of chapter 4. Evansfight going to be entering at around 8:15. So about 20-second lead from Sykes. Everyone doing newer methods on this screen, and it's really confusing me because like I've grown to accept the older fast strats, but now everyone's like, no, just do demo dashes on this screen. I'm like, why? Ooh, getting the fast strat on that screen. Well done, Psyched. Having a very smooth chapter 4. This is looking to be a very good time for him. Yeah, seriously, these strategies coming out on this cliff face right now from Psyched are so smooth. It's looking very good. I can't even find any problems. They're just screen after screen doing what seems to be the optimal strat. I don't even know if there is a more optimal strat from a lot of these screens that I'm seeing. We'll be still getting in the high 240s, going to be what look to be a 247. Yet again, my video quality has gone down significantly, so I can't really tell the timers, especially not chapter timers. I can tell file timers. And file timer saying 1048 entrance on chapter 5, eh? 11:14 entrance for Evan. So yep, still maintaining that 20-second gap. As we're getting continuous chapter syncs, so I appreciate it, but you know, we'll see how well that'll work out once we get into the third race. Definitely makes it a bit easier to commentate though, so I'll give you that. Ooh, Psyched having a bit of trouble on that red bubble there. Ending up taking that death, and it's just now, you know, had entered that, you know, properly got that red bubble on like the third try essentially, which is not something you want to be doing. And yeah, possibility of getting to the 120s right now for tape grab, for ending 5A. Yep, got a 120 exactly. That would have been under 120 if it wasn't for the fact of the menu navigation being kind of annoying there for it. Evan getting a much better time though is gonna be able to get like a 117, 116, 115 actually. So like able to successfully get the bubs drop. Oh, and Evan actually failing the bubs drop. This is not good. That's a 10-second deficit right there. 10-second time loss. Able to get on the second try, but now we are at the definite lead here for Psych, keeping it going. 13-19 entering the mirror cutscene here. Ooh, that's not a death you want to be seeing on Evan's side. It's a long screen and punishing. And oh, but we are getting another death from we are getting a death from Psyched as well, not getting the dash back in the right spot. And yeah, this Theo section is not looking to be the best from Psyched right now. So even though Evan was struggling, it's definitely being given some chances right now, as Psyched is having some trouble in this latter half of 5. And yeah, not getting the optimal movement there. Gonna have to be taking the death cycle right now. This is looking to be, yeah, 238 from 5B. On 5B from Psyched. Psyched managing to get the leg skip on the first try. And yeah, Evan managing to get a slightly faster time on 5B than when compared to Psyched, that is. It's still going to be entering here with about a 30 to 40 second gap coming in. So, you know, getting the few seconds on 5B, not going to matter too much as that gap is still definitely there. Oh, I'm not even taking into consideration that the failed Bubs drop Evansfight has, so add another 10 seconds. So yeah, actually took a little bit slower in 5B. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sec now moving into the battle line fight. Gonna begin the battle line boost first off though. Successfully getting the battle line boost and now into the battle line fight. And while Evan is here in the intended, developer intended short. Ooh, okay, Psych having a little bit of spaghetti. Able to recover it. But good feather skip afterwards. Evan opting not to do the feather skip right now, as Psych is going into the second part of the battle. Evan not too far behind actually, only a couple screens, and I completely missed what screen he was on. Good job, me. So yeah, actually still getting that gap there. I'd say, I think it definitely has gotten a little bit closer within this chapter. Hard to tell for sure. We'll have to be going by the final chapter times, of course. Psyched moving it out. Gonna be ending chapter 6 now. Gonna be looking to get another 20-minute ending here, sub 21. In the works, but it's just barely gonna be sub 21. We're in the 2050s. Yep, managing to get under the wire again with a 2056. Entering into and 2141 exit on Evansfight side. So my feelings were actually not correct. We are still at about a 50-second gap, 40 to 50-second gap now, entering chapter 7. And yes, a little bit of a sync could be done, but it is still just going to show how much in the lead Psych currently is. Psych moving through here, looking very good, potentially on the PB pace again. As I said before, we are shooting for a 29:11. That is the PB that he has. So, it's a possibility, but it's still definitely going to be a difficult task to complete right now. On 2,000 meters now for Psych. I've been having a little bit of trouble at the end of 1,000 meters, entering 1,500 meters now. Now, Nidiful wasn't talking about Psych managing to do auto-scroller skip twice here, doing it in both races now. So definitely a strategy that I didn't see him adapting until today, really. I don't think I've seen it before from him. So good to see that's like, still adapting new strategies and looking potentially to get that PB. Is looking for that 28 time. Seg now on 2,500 meters, taking a bit of a slower strategy on some of these screens, but it's definitely not too much of a deficit. Still moving it through. Evansfight, meanwhile, on the ending areas of 2,000 meters. Ooh, missing the bubble, that is costly. You do not want to be doing that. You need those dashes. And again, the threading the needle properly, and door skipping with some demo dashes as well. Meanwhile, Evan not able to get the demo dash at the end of 2,000 meters, so having to just take the directional block and dying as well at the end. Oh, this is not good. We got psyched entering 3,000 meters at another 26:30. This is a little bit behind where he was last run, but it's still possible. It's got to hope for a good updraft section from psyched, and it could be PB potentials coming out. And Evan just completely tripped up right now. It has become quite a pattern of Evan that I've seen, that once he starts to mess up, it just becomes a domino effect, and he just completely loses it. It's unfortunate that that is the case for Evan, but it is very much so. I've seen it so much that Evan messes up on one thing and will just keep going with the mess ups, unfortunately. It's like having a bit of an odd route on flag 13 there, but we'll be fine, not dying, and moved on to flag 12 and now 11. It's like entering the final 5 flags at around 28:40. Oh, taking a quick death here on flag 3. This is unfortunate. It is a shorter flag, so it's not a huge deficit to do it at the beginning like that. That was flag 4. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is flag 3. But it's still fine. Looking like potentials are happening. It's still, just by what's looking out here, it's going to be probably somewhere in the high 29 1x. Yeah, passing by that PB of the 29:11, but still looking fighting very well. Going to be able to get a 29:24, 4 seconds better than his last race, than his last run that just happened. So, on the upwards trend to getting that PB. Both of these players, I'm sure, getting their practice out there, doing what they can to practice for events. Okay, Evan going to be moving through. Potentially, this is looking to be another under the wire time here for Evan. Not, just barely getting underneath 31 minutes. Having a little bit of trouble on flag 1 though, so this is actually going to be on the 31 minutes, unfortunately, for Evan. Getting a 31:0. So it's like going to be taking the second match and the set, but we still do have a third race coming on. And a potential for Psych to be getting those PBs, as went from 29-28 last race to 29-24 this race. It is very much on the horizon for him. And yeah, looking at some, only getting 2 deaths there, so really the troublesome spot, I would have to say, was 5B, which is a bit of a surprising thing to be saying here. I mean, yeah, Temple can be annoying, but getting the 8:28 here from Summit, that is a very good time for Foresight. Definitely could be faster, but we're looking at things that are just mere 10-20 seconds right now of problems between chapters. Okay, both players riding up for the third race. As I've given the signal that they are ready, and so we are moving in, and seeing that the sinks, just dealing with sinking as it is right now. And both of them actually I'm now realizing that both of them have a little bit of different movement in Prologue right now. Not going to cause too big of a difference, but definitely is something to look at. Just you know, just a little bit of curiosity came out of me. I was like, oh, that prologue is different. But something that very much isn't different is the movement that I'm seeing here in Chapter 1. Ooh, Evan having a little bit of tripping on that screen there, and so Psych is able to pull ahead just a little bit, just to like barely half a screen. But now Evan taking a death now, and that is giving Psych about a 3-second. Now of Chapter 1. The game would appear to be at 1:14 at the end there. Psych entering Chapter 2, 1:37. Meanwhile, we got Evan entering Chapter 2 at 1:47, so it is a bit of about a 10-second difference. Like now coming up on the final screen of the battle line chase sequence. Ooh, having a bit of trouble here on these final screens now. Definitely giving Evan the opportunity to aim. It has been shown, especially now that we are, you know, in the parts of the league that we are, we're getting deeper into it, that, you know, every point counts. It is very important to, you know, if you're getting a win in a set, potential to try to be getting that sweep. You do still want to get a 3-0. 2-1, you know, you're losing that point that you need. That could actually make the difference. So Evan taking a point, Evan potentially taking a point in the third race is still very important, and something that Psych does need to consider. Still should be playing at his top of the game, as of course Psych is also looking to get a PB. Ooh, Evan taking a death here on this first screen, or one of the first screens of the lot. Like now on the big map, and showing just how smoothly he can move through the screen. It's shown that it has been shown throughout all three of these races that he's very practiced on this screen in specific. And really, because of how practiced Psyched is on the big mess screen, it's showing that when you compare it to Evan's big mess, you really end up with, even though there's no death happening on that screen, quite a difference in finish times. Or quite a difference in times. The gap does actually widen just from that screen. Psyched having to turn around for the coin here in this room. It's unfortunate, but definitely still with the lead. We are now entering Demo Dash. Both players managing to get Demo Dash on the first try in both races before. Let's see how well they're able to do. Psyched able to get it first try again. We are 3 in the row. We are 3 for 3 today on Psyched. Can we potentially get 6 for 6, adding together both sides for Demo Dash? Is that happening today? We'll find out. Ooh, Evan is actually going to be taking that death. And now we are on the third try for Evan. I should have said anything, but is able to get it on the third try. As Psyched is moving through just about 2 more screens here on chapter. Very good final screen, able to get the optimal movement there on the side. Only taking 1 death in that chapter. And this is why I don't like the Demo Dash. Ooh, Psyched messing up on the ultra jumps. Managing to get it on the second try, but that is a costly death waiting for those auto-scrollers to go through. Oh, and more auto-scroller deaths coming in for Psych. This is not looking good. This is, these are costly deaths at the end of auto-scrollers. Psych just waiting here for this directional block to come over so that he can do the extended hyper dash that he needs. Oh, come on, the neutrals. Okay, able to get through. Moving on to the next. It's like not getting the best cliff face right now, but also not quite the worst. Opting to not do the reverse hyper dash there on that screen, just gonna moving it through slightly more casually. And getting a 3:05 chapter time, not the best chapter 4 coming out from Psyched. You definitely had better in the previous run. And I did not manage to see Psych's file timer at the end of Chapter 4, but it does seem that we are going to have a significant lead coming into Chapter 5. But Psych is coming up on... Ooh, not quite far enough, not being able to get that corner boost, and so no yeet today for Psych. And that's a 112 from Psyched, so despite not getting the yeet, that was still a very good Chapter 5A. And now on Bub's drop for Psych. Able to go 3 for 3 on Bub's drop as well as the demo dash. Psych tried to get the backup there as he did dash a bit early, but was not able to successfully survived that and had to go through and is going through this red bubble screen a second time now. Meanwhile, Evan is coming up on the bubs drop, does not have the wall bound strategy. Yeah, and that is going to cause a bit of an uncomfortable inputs coming in from Evan and giving him that 10-second deficit, unfortunately. Oh, and Evans fails bubs drop a second time, and now going to the third try for bubs drop. Psych, meanwhile, taking a death on one of these seekers. Yeah, Evan is not looking too good on this bub drop. He seems shaky even on that third setup. He inputted early for the jump, and so just wasn't ready for it on the second part of it to try it again on that try. So it did not end up looking good, and it really just now Evan successfully getting it, but that was the fourth try for Evan, so that is going to be very costly here on 5B for him. And it's like not able to keep the heart right away. He's getting a 241 on 5B. And Evan having a bit of a harder time. That fall is very difficult to recover from if you do not get your dash back. If you miss that dash on the button, it really becomes quite a hassle to try to recover from that. So ultimately, I would just suggest dying at that point, but it really is costly. Like, you don't want to end up in that situation in the first place. I'm not sure what just killed Psych. Was an odd death going on there from Psych's side. Those spikes did not look like they were going to hit him, but they did. Ooh, Psych having a bit of an awkward top side right now. Able to get on the second try, able to get the corner boost on the second try as well. And now the developer intended shortcuts for Psyched. Looking good, successfully getting through. And setting up for the battle line boost. Ooh! Did not quite have... Evan now moving through the beginnings of Chapter 6. Unfortunate with this gap again. Ooh, and it's like now on a bit of a weird cycle here. Used to getting those reversed hypers and was not quite able to get it, and then ended up on a death cycle. It just really cost him, and it just caused quite the domino effect there. Ooh! Psych not landing, gonna do a bit of a slower strat here, but oh, this screen is not working out right now. Having to take a much slower strat, and it is taking a third death on this screen from Psyched. You know, just getting one of those moments where you just forget how to do a certain screen. And Psych not even expecting that death at the end of that screen, taking quite a pause between the respawn time and actually moving. This is not looking good for Psych. He is not, unfortunately, he is no longer really on any sort of PB pace, but he is going to be able to potentially take this win. Just has to continue to play solidly and get in order to get the 3-0. So yeah, Psych exiting Chapter 6 at a 21:26. That is still a okay time, but not going to be the best. It is definitely going to be a case of just taking the win here and unfortunately not being able to get a PB, despite how good he was doing in the first two races. And I feel like, yeah, Psych is taking a bit of a breather entering the summit, as is definitely being the case right now of how much that previous chapter was tripping him up. Like now on the end of 500 meters as Evan is finishing out the battle line fight on the last screen of it. Gonna be coming out of here at a 23:30-ish, and that's gotta hurt, Evan. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that this is happening to you. Like managing to get some good dream hypers. I had a bit of a frame drop, at least on my end, so I did not see whether or not he was able to get all the dream hypers, but definitely seemed to get a very good portion of. And we are getting that timer sync as Select is struggling a little bit through 1500 meters. And yeah, so we are now at the largest gap that we have seen between the two players. Going into in the summit, we have a full 2-section difference between the two players. Select unfortunately not able to get that much of a good pace here. Being that he is no longer on PB pace, but still definitely has the. Ooh, that auto scroll kept looking a little bit iffy for Psyched side. And yeah, not quite being able to get it on the second try either. It looks like he is gonna go back to the original skip, but able to get it there. It looked a bit iffy as he was actually losing pace with the directional block. And good save there with the wall bounce coming out onto that directional block. Able to stay alive and finish that auto scroller. And now into 2,500 meters at 26:15, while Evan is in 1,500 meters at 26:20. Both these players looking to be somewhere in the 30-minute pace. Evan looking to be 32, maybe even 33 pace, unfortunately. And here, Psych now has been entered the 3,000 meter section somewhere in the 27:30s, and it's just not looking good. You know, gonna be getting a definitive 30-minute something. And yeah, taking a death on the downdraft sections now. Meanwhile, Evansfight in the latter half of 2,000 meters, dealing with the auto-scroller skip. And Psych now going to be in the updraft section, finishing it out. Oh, and taking 2 deaths now on flag 14, and Psych, yeah, just taking a little bit of time now, just doing a little bit of ducking, just a little bit ashamed at his performance right now on this updraft section. Psych now entering flag number 6 at 29:40, and we'll be entering the final 5 flags at around 29:50. So yeah, this is looking to be somewhere in the upper 30-minute range. Again, I don't know why I'm seeing it so much. Both these players just being tripped up by flag 4. Evan now on the at 30 minutes has entered 3,000 meters, having to take a little bit of a detour back to that dash crystal. And Psyched getting a 30:37, it appeared there. Yep, 30:37. Ending it out. Gonna be getting that 3rd win here, but not necessarily too happy about that final time. Evan, meanwhile, on the 31, in the 30-minute range right now, and just entering flag number 14. Able to recover that one. Good job there. It's still just not the greatest, not the greatest thing to be seeing here, but definitely still trying his best to finish it finish the time and actually get through here. Yeah, GG's coming out from both players. Evan nearly done now on flag number 9. Looking to be somewhere in the 33 minutes, unfortunately. Evan going to be getting a 33:05 finish time. Okay, with both players finished now, I am asking in the Discords if people want to do interviews, and we are getting the shores from both players. I believe that Psyched has entered.
Yeah, hi.
Hey. That third race wasn't too hot for you yourself, but you definitely seem to be at a potential for PBs today.
Yeah, my first two runs were pretty good. Like, I kind of choked them in reflection, and then got back on track in Summit. If I got a good reflection in one of the first runs, then that might have been a PB. But I'm still super happy with that set. Getting 229s is really good for me.
Right, and Evan now in the call as well, asking in the Discords if
also
people
GG
want to do
Evan.
interviews, and we are
GG
getting the
Psyched.
shores from both players. I believe that Psyched has entered. Evan, I'm sorry that this keep happening to you. It's just game after game of the 3-0s. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
I didn't
really.
notice.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you noticed. I'm sorry. But you definitely do put up good fights. It is just a case of I feel that it just needs to be a case of being able to bounce back. The mindset definitely needs to be there.
It's a hard life out there being the underdog, but my hands aren't broke yet, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna keep fighting. It's in the name. Good to see the good spirit from you.
Yeah, I'm certainly not giving up yet. I had a little bit of a rough early game matchup. I think I went up against the top 6 minus TGH in the first 5 weeks, I think, right?
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a rough early schedule, so I'm not too pent up about it. I'm definitely looking forward to playing the people in the upper 29 echelon in the lower 30s soon. Hopefully it'll be at least a closer race then.
Yeah, I did just look at your history. Yeah, all of them. You had Masushi, Nero, Chai Kitty, Fladervi. Yeah, it was a bunch of just unfortunate matchups.
Yeah, it was not an easy schedule, but it's how it happens, I guess.
Yeah, it's just how the scheduling worked out. But you definitely, you got the annoying, you got the tougher opponents out of the way, and you definitely have the potential to pull what will seem like an upset, but it will really just be, like having the other opponents to go against and showing that you do actually have the skill in this league.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's not go 0-33. That's the nightmare. Let's not do that.
Okay, well, both players doing the good fight. Thank you for doing this. This is, it's fun to watch.
No, thank you for commentating as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine both of you are in Twitch Rivals. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we both are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so definitely both of you have been practicing nonstop to get some good times for tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully. We will see. Anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure. I like resetting, so I think Twitch Rivals will be
yeah, that's the really good part of it, is that you're able to reset infinitely until you get that good run.
I I thought about resetting that last race. Actually, I'm like, can I reset this out of city and then come back and win anyway? Like, I'm a pretty momentum based like player, and it's just like 114 out of city. I'm like, yeah, I know how this run's gonna go.
Yeah, I've definitely
Yeah,
seen that.
I
It
feel
definitely
ya.
seems that unfortunately you do have a bit of that domino effect with your play
I had a good
style.
old
It's
sight
like,
though. That was sweet.
yeah.
Good old minute 48 seconds of good play. It's okay though.
Yeah, but I have the same thing. As soon as I fall behind my PB, I play worse and worse. Try to make that time back. I try to get that time back by playing more aggressive, and then I just keep dying.
Yeah, it's like Troy said. It's a huge domino effect.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully I can definitely see some more of you guys. I mean, we're still in the just the weeks. We're not anywhere near playoffs yet. Yeah, we're still, only the 5th week of
Yeah, we're
12.
halfway through almost. Yeah.
Just about. So it's still, gonna see plenty of fight from both of you, both players here, and possibilities are endless. It's still, the place, the standings right now could definitely shift in the coming weeks.
For sure.
Okay. So unless you guys have anything more to say, I actually am running out of things to say.
It's okay. GG
Yeah.
psyched. Thank you,
Yeah,
Troy.
GG again.
Thank you, Aurora, for the restream. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is a SMO any percent league race between Dangers and Sui Saga. That'll be at 4:15, so about 15 minutes from now. So stay tuned.